some people might think it's good, and other people might think it's bad. But there's all this stuff about my personality. And, I get put on the couch more than, probably any other elected official in the state. Everybody trying to analyze what's going on inside my head and why I act the way I do. So I want to end that mystery for all of you today. And I want to tell you why I am the way I am. Now, we're all a product of our parents. We're all a product of our parents. Whether we like it or not, we are. Now, it's more difficult for me today to be telling this story. Most of the time when I tell this story, none of the characters in the story are here. Today, one of the main characters in this story is here. My father is here today.
Where is your father?
I'll tell you a story. My father, who's here today, he's an Irishman. And he's just exactly what you would expect, right? He's gregarious and he's outgoing. He's got a great sense of humor. He'll talk your ear off about anything, especially about his children and his grandchildren. When he's done talking to you, he'll probably give you a hug, whether he knows you or not. He's just one of those kind of guys. He's just an outgoing, warm, friendly, really wonderful guy who loves people. My mother, on the other hand, was Sicilian. Now, you know what that means. This is one of the parts of the story that my father didn't like that much. But what that means is that my gregarious Irishman father was a passenger in the automobile of life. There was no doubt in our house who was in charge. Mom was in charge, and she made it known loudly and clearly who was in charge. And in fact, being the oldest son in this family, from about 8 or 9 years old, I got a lot of experience in dispute resolution. Mom and Dad would lay it all out there all the time and had a very open relationship in that way. And so, as we got older, that's the way we learned. We learned from her and the way she dealt with issues and dealt with people. And I said in the speech that, she was Sicilian because, in fact, today, 7 years ago today, my mom passed away. And she died from lung cancer, and she was a lifetime smoker. And when she died very suddenly. She got diagnosed with lung cancer on Valentine's Day of 2003, and she was dead by May 3rd. And so it went very quickly. And many of you, I'm sure in this audience, have gone through that with a family member, a friend, a loved one. And it's always extraordinarily difficult. There's never a good way for that to happen. But when it happens so suddenly, it's really jarring to you, to everybody who's in the family. And I was off in the last week of April in 2004 at a conference in San Diego as the U.S. Attorney. It was the U.S. Attorney's National Conference, and my mom was in the hospital. And my brother called me, and he said to me, listen, if you want to see Mom, you got to get home right away. It took a really bad turn, and you need to get home. So I took the red-eye home from San Diego, and I arrived the next morning at Newark Airport, and I got in the car and drove immediately to St. Barnabas Hospital up in Livingston, which is where she was. And I got there, they'd already started giving her morphine because she was in a lot of pain. And so she kind of came in and out of things. And so she came back in at one point, and I was sitting next to the bed, and she looked and she said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, I came to visit you. She said, "Well, what day is it?" I said, "It's Friday." And she said, "What time is it?" I said, "It's 9:30 in the morning." And she said, "Go to work." And I said, "Well, Mom, I decided to take the day off. I'm going to visit with you." And she said, "It's a work day. Go to work." And so, what are you afraid of? Like, you get your taxpayers' money's worth today? Like, I'll make up the time. Don't worry about it. And she reached over and she grabbed my hand and she said, "Go to work. It's where you belong. There's nothing left unsaid between us." And as I look back on it now, today, 7 years ago, I look back on it and I think to myself, it was an enormous gift. An enormous gift she gave me. She was telling me, it's okay. I'm okay. Let go. It's all right. And that's who she was. And that's how she taught me. What she said that day was the way she taught us our entire lives. To leave nothing left unsaid. And if my mom were alive today and she were here, to watch this circus that my life has become. She would say probably two things to me. The first would be, don't get too big a head, Christopher. I used to change your diaper. That would be the first thing she would say. And the second thing she would say to me would be advice. And she would say, I know, Chris, listen, these people voted for you. They trusted you. They trusted you to put you in charge of their government. Be honest with them. Tell them what you really think. Leave nothing unsaid between you and the people who trusted you enough to make them your governor. And so, there are going to be moments when I say things that annoy you, and there are going to be other times where I say things that aggravate you. And there are going to be times, I'm sure, when I say things where you go, oh, wow, I can't believe he said that way. And hopefully there'll be times where I say things that you nod your head and say, man, I'm glad that somebody's finally saying that out loud because we know it's true. But no matter what, you're always going to know where I stand and how I feel about every issue that comes in front of us as a state. And then 2.5 years from now, in 2013, you can decide. You keep me or get rid of me. It's be your call. And I will tell you that I'll be content. I'll be content no matter what you decide, because you will, by that time, really know me. Because I won't leave anything unsaid between us. And then you get to judge up or down, whether you think I've done a good job or I haven't, whether I've made the state a better place or whether I haven't, whether I've been true to what I told you I would be or whether I haven't. But that means being honest with each other. And so if you're wondering when you read the paper, when I say certain things, why I say them, that's why. And why I act the way I do, that's why. And in the end, I think that's all we can ask of each other, is to be honest with each other and be true to each other. And if we are, I'm convinced that we're going to make New Jersey once again not only the kind of place that our kids and our grandkids can afford to live, but to be the kind of place that they're going to want to live. And if we do that, then we've all done our jobs. So thank you all very much.